What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Pearson podcast, episode 46. So, quick rundown of what we're talking about today. What we're discussing is talking about back pain, how I plan to get over my back pain. I was in a car accident at the end of 2015 or beginning of 2016, something like that. And I'm going to be talking about how that's affected me in my life and how I plan to overcome it. I am going to talk about having a backup plan, in life, things along those lines, and mainly connecting with entrepreneur type. I hate that word because everybody uses it, but just solo business owners and things like that, freelancers. Talk about some Christmas stuff and anything else that I come up with along the way. So, if you've been watching previously, you know that, my brain is a frog on a lily pad jumping around, and the lily pad sometimes sinks, and I don't know I don't know what I was talking about or anything. So what I did is I hired a professional courtroom translator to be sitting here and just typing out everything I say. No, I'm just kidding. It's an app that basically just says everything that I'm saying, and if I ever get lost and what in the crap was I talking about, take a glance down, and I see talk about some Christmas stuff and anything else that I come up with along the way. So if you've been watching previously, you know what I mean? So I know exactly what I'm talking about. So I think that's going to help me, because I usually find my way back, but it takes longer than I would have wanted. You know what I mean? And I sit there like a ding-dong for 5 or 10 seconds, which is kind of annoying. So, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Right off the bat, I hope you are all having a beautiful, beautiful day. And if not, then I know it'll get better. You just have to push through. Because you only get one life. And whatever your cards are your cards. And you just need to work with what you got. And your dreams will come true, because if it happened to anybody, it can happen to you as well. Alright, so, I graduated high school in 2015, so I can't remember if the car accident happened at the end of 2015 or the beginning of 2016, but it doesn't really matter. Basically, me, my friend, Josiah, and two other friends that you guys probably don't know, named Sergey and Alex, were in the car, and I'll set up the scenario basically of how the accident happened. No one got, there was no my injury was the worst, so you don't have to worry about it being triggering or whatever. So basically, it was in Josiah's car, and you guys know Josiah if you know the Meat Locker podcast that we used to do. So basically, okay, so we were all in Josiah's car. Josiah was driving, Alex was in the front passenger seat, and me and Sergey were in the back. I was in the back right. And we were at a red light, right in the front, the first people to the red light. And basically just sitting there, it's actually kind of funny because we were doing a freestyle, rap thing to some girl on the phone. And Sergey, did his thing or whatever. I don't know why. It was weird. I don't even know why. Yeah, no idea why. But she was just listening to us, and so Sergey said his whatever rap or whatever, and then I did my bulk rap, And in the middle of me doing it, I'm like talking to the phone, and then all of a sudden, just boom, someone just slams into the back of the car while we're just at the red light. And and I was stunned for, I mean, until the ambulance came. I was just sitting there like in shock. It was weird. My it's almost like my back didn't hurt, but it just felt weird. It's like, yeah, it was. I was just kind of in shock, and they immediately got out and like, were angry at the guy, rightfully so. But I knew that wasn't gonna help anything. Even if I wasn't, in pain, I wouldn't have done that probably. Um, but yeah, so I could hear the girl on the phone, like she had no idea what was going on. She was like, "What's going on? Where are you? Why'd you guys stop talking?" And it's like, obviously, probably heard like, and then all of us, all those guys like screaming. Um, but okay, so so yeah, basically the ambulance came. Um, I turned down the ambulance because I was afraid it was gonna cost like $1,000 out of my pocket, which I totally, totally should have done. It was so, they honestly shouldn't have let me not go in the ambulance. Honestly, I don't know. It was weird, honestly, but yeah. And now that I know it's only like $100 plus, my insurance probably would have covered it. So I definitely should have done that. But just got in the car with my friends, like. And at this point, the adrenaline, was totally like high, and couldn't feel much pain, and just kind of stiff and weird. So we got to the hospital, got in a wheelchair, got, long story short, they didn't really, I don't even think they diagnosed me with anything. I don't remember how the timeline went there, but basically the end of it was muscle spasms and I can't remember now what they said, but it was muscle spasms and something else. And and yeah, so basically, uh, I I was in physical therapy for a while, and did massages for a while, and eventually stopped. I should have totally kept doing it for sure, but I just got lazy, honestly. But so so yeah, that was 2016. It is now 2021, and wouldn't you know it, I still feel the pain in the exact same spot. Shucks. But that's life, baby. Um, yeah, in the top right, I can even feel it now. It's almost constant. Um, it's just, it's almost like just a really, really bad knot. That's what it feels like. I don't know what the heck it is, but it's not fun. So basically, um, my back will hurt pretty quick after even working out. Sadly, but after doing some physical activity, like I do landscaping at my grandparents' house sometimes. So if I'm working out there for 2, 3, 4 hours, my back hurts pretty bad afterwards. And but I don't bring this up to be a pity party in any way, shape, or form. Um, I bring it up to show to share my experience, and um, tell you if you guys are experiencing something similar, or just express how I'm going to fix it and make it better. Because I don't think, I mean, you'd think you'd be able to fix it, especially if I know, like, I can, like, pinpoint a spot. You'd think they could, like, I don't know, go in there and just look and see, like, oh, well, that's a little off or something. Just inject some cells in there, which I could probably do at some point. Yeah, I'll for sure get some stem cells at some point if I have the money to do it. For sure. Fill me up, boy. But it's so basically how okay. So I have had, because of this, it's kind of difficult for me to, well, do physical activity for one. And I'm not talking about, I'm talking about, like lifting things very heavy, things that aren't weights, things that are like, weird, bulky, like boxes, or, my parents buy and resell, like, garage sale stuff, and a lot of the time my dad likes getting big things, like fountains and telephone poles and stuff like that. So, he always brings back these big, bulky things that are, difficult to carry. So that's it, it doesn't, just all kinds of stuff. So basically, let's get to the juice. How is Riley gonna fix this situation? Well, I'll tell you. And it's very simple. It's just building armor on myself, building an incredibly strong core, building an incredibly strong back, building armor. So what? Excuse me. It's like, I heard Joe Rogan say this on his podcast one time, and it really, it struck home with me. It's like, you have the literal option to put armor on yourself, whether you're a man or a woman or whatever. You have ability to make yourself more durable. And not just durable, but perform better, live longer, healthier, blah, 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 all that stuff. And it's like, why would you not want to do that? Especially if it's not that work intensive. You know what I mean? I mean, it is. But comparatively, like what I do with my graphic design stuff and everything, if I was like switched it, I would be Arnold Schwarzenegger right now. I would be Arnold Schwarzenegger right now. And it just made me realize I gotta sit up straight. Because my lower back, for some reason, has just been killing me recently. Past couple of days. Past 3 or 4 days. It's been terrible. I really gotta be conscious of my posture, making sure it's sitting up straight and all that jazz. So, what was I talking about? Yeah, so building armor. So basically, the thing, it's weird, and I'm not a physical, I don't know anything about anything relating to muscle and the body and anatomy and all that stuff, but having an incredibly strong core helps your back, and maybe vice versa as well. But basically, my plan, and the thing that I wanted to get to, is now I don't have a choice. I have no choice other than to get crazy buff. No choice. It's either I live with terrible back pain for the rest of my life, or I get crazy buff. It's a pretty easy choice to me. But the thing is, obviously, it's not just a flip the switch. It takes motivation. It takes a lot of things. Determination. And there's another issue that I'm forgetting, but that's a situation, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have a choice other than to, get this back, like, have a Captain America shield on there protecting my organs, my spine. Think of it. Your spinal cord is like, let's think, it's like the motherboard. Well, I think, yeah, maybe, in whatever. Yeah, so definitely going to do that. And I have been working out it's been, well, I started losing weight Halloween. So I think I'm down probably. I haven't measured or weighed myself in, uh, I don't know, probably a few days or something like that. But I started at, I think my all-time high was like 201, maybe even 205. But then again, you get to the doctor's office and they're like, okay, get on a scale. And I'm like, do you want me to take off like anything? And he's like, no, it's not going to make that much of a difference. And I'm like, I have like a big jacket on, wallet, keys, phone, probably some extra stuff. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's not much. So I do it at my house and take all that stuff. And it literally takes off like 5 pounds. I'm like, okay, buddy, like, do you want it to be accurate or do you just want to get it done with? Because, yeah. So basically, my all-time high was probably realistically 201, 205, something like that. Oops. So basically my all-time high was realistic. Okay. So 201. And now I weigh probably around 183, something like that. So in 20 days, 22 days, that's, I guess, fine. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fine. That's a healthy rate to lose it. It's, what, like 16 pounds, something like that. Yeah, I guess. And the thing is, I haven't been starving myself or anything. It's just, and I've said this before, my mom's a professional baker, so it's always these, baked goods. I basically I'm realizing now I've already said this in the podcast, but I'm still going to say it because it pertains to what I'm going on with. But basically, forgot what I was saying. Okay. So I basically cut out just desserts. I already don't drink soda. We have polars or seltzers and stuff like that. And by the way, I one time said that I don't like Soleil seltzer water, but Soleil's decent. It's good. All right, it's moving on. So basically, yeah, I don't drink soda. The one thing that I could cut out to probably really boost progress would be having coffee in the morning, but I don't know. It's so good. It's so good. Speaking of, I'm gonna take a quick sip. Yeah, this is one of those things that still don't really know how to handle. Taking a sip, I don't ideally want dead air, but, yeah. Yeah, so, okay, so before I go on with, a far, before I go on from the subject of my back, CBD Balm by Wildflower is banging, and I highly recommend CBD products. Now, I've tried CBD drops, and it's hard to say. Some are good, some are bad. That's what it is. I was lucky enough to get some good stuff, but yeah. But this stuff I really enjoy because it's called a healing stick by Wildflower, and I highly recommend it. You can buy it off the website. This I got in a dispensary, and it has like 0.1% THC because they legally can't sell products without THC, which is weird. But not enough to get you high or whatever. But it's mixed with something else, and it smells I love it. Some people say it smells like Bengay. I don't know what that is. It's before my time, but I love the smell. It smells like fresh breath or like mint or something. I like it. But oh my God, how it feels. I'll have that spot. That's the car accident spot. Just a pinpoint. Just like someone, and then you just rub some on there and then work it in. That's something that people don't do. They just rub it on and leave it. You gotta work it into the skin, and the more you work it, it's disappearing. It's going into the skin and absorbing into that spot. You have to do that for it to get the maximum benefit, or else, I mean, maybe it'll like seep in over time, but you're sure it's gonna rub on it or blah blah blah. Who knows? Again, I don't know anything about anatomy, but all I know is when you work that in, and you're massaging the area as well. After 5 minutes, excuse me, after 5-10 minutes, it's gone. It's this stuff. Now I'm sure all CBD balms are good, but this is the only one that I've tried, and it is amazing. Wildflower healing stick. Um, there's other ones. I think healing stick is they call them different things like relief stick, healing stick, blah blah blah, and they have different amounts of CBD. This one has 500 milligrams of CBD, and eucalyptus, and see, this one I got a long time ago. This is empty. Probably got this like, I don't know, 3 years ago or something like that. And this is the thing too, ladies and gentlemen. That lasted me 2 years. No, I didn't use it every day. I used it when I needed it, but I needed it a good amount. That lasted me 2 years, and it was like, I don't know, 60-70 bucks. I mean, that is a must-have in everybody's household, in my opinion, because everybody has sore ankles, wrists, fingers, shoulders, anywhere, anything that is sore. My called lipids, maybe. I forgot what they're called. Something that like flares up. Um, Something that flares up when you're fighting something off. Um, I think there's some like around here or something, and there's some like around your waistline. Um, but basically, oh, I had this thing going on with a sickness, and my lipids or whatever they're called were like flaring up and like hurt like heck, and I put that CBD balm on, and it disappeared. Like it's mind blowing. This stuff is literally a healing stick, like what they call it. It really is. I love it. So Wildflower, highly recommend. Um, and get the biggest one. With the most CBD. Just do it. Um, CBD is God. I don't know. Um, so going from what I said with I don't have a choice, I have to get buff as shite. Don't have a backup plan for that, ladies and gentlemen. Transitioning to not having a backup plan in life. Now, here's the thing. If you are a person that is, you know, one of the following things that I'm about to say, going to college, getting a degree, having a set path, and know a job that you like and love, and you're already on the right path, and blah blah blue, then honestly, maybe disregard what I'm about to say, because I've only thought of it in the sense and perspective from me. But if you're someone like myself that is trying to make a job, basically make a job from myself, be my own boss, go out and do my own thing, then this is my thinking. I think it, And it was reassured when my friend Josiah showed me in a book, but I found this out on my own. I think it hurts or may be detrimental to have a backup plan in my line of life, because here's the thing. I've thought about, being if everything fails, I can be a graphic designer at some company. Got the dream job, $80,000 to $100,000 a year. Quit on the second day. And I'm not going to go into that just because it's too long. You can watch the previous. I talked about it in a previous episode. I think actually, but whatever. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But shoot, what was I saying? Okay, so my backup plan was always, I'll just become a graphic designer, some rinky-dink job, blah blah blah, and then I realized that wasn't gonna work. And then I'm like, okay, well maybe I can be a graphic designer teacher, a video production teacher, something like that. And that wouldn't fly either, just because it would be the same thing. There would be days where, because here's the thing with me, I cannot sacrifice my time for money. Like, if that graphic designer, that job I just mentioned was like, I'll pay you for the work and not just by the hour, I probably, who knows if I'd be there or not. I might have stayed there for longer, but still not, the long run. And plus, they were idiots. They in the peak of COVID, they weren't wearing masks, and they were idiotic. It was back when, like, everybody was saying, like, you will die, you will, and they're like, pfft. And I'm like, okay, like, I've got family I care about, you old bag. So basically, I don't have a backup plan anymore, and coincidentally, that was forced on me. It was forced, just like the back thing. I don't have a choice other than to make it now. I don't have a choice other than to get buff. Because if I don't, then my back will hurt for the rest of my life. And if I don't make it, then, well, to be frank, I'm going to try my hardest. And if I don't make it, then I'll just know it wasn't meant to be because I tried my hardest. That's the thing. The biggest thing that I can't have at the end of my life is regret. And if I played it safe and, was still at that graphic designer job or was a teacher or whatever, those would be great and fulfilling and, would give me plenty of money and whatever. But I know at the end of my life, I would totally regret it. I would be like, I would think, what if? Where would I be if blah, blah, blah? Where would I be if blah, blah, blah? Yeah, it's, there's no other way. Really, I mean, for me to feel good about myself. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pretty, like, I don't have, I love life as I am here. I love life. There are definitely things I need to work on. Life isn't perfect, but even me not having, practically any money, any income, relative to other people, and living with my parents and all that stuff, like, I am completely happy. So if I get money, the only other thing that I need to do after that is think about, wife, children type things. And, that's obviously a challenge in itself. It's weird. Maybe there's 3 categories that you need to master if you want to simplify it in life to be happy. You need a partner, you need to children if you want children. You need to have some sort of, financial stability, and you need to be happy with yourself. Now, I think did I say three things or? Yeah, I mean, wife and child, I kind of put together, I suppose. So, three or four things, and I believe that's all you really have to master to be happy in life, because I kept getting worried because everybody was like, money doesn't make you happy, money doesn't make you happy. If you get money, more money, more problems. But it's like, I don't know, but if you're already happy and you get money, and, you obviously don't go ballistic, you don't really change, if you change who you are after you get money, that's different. But if you are the same person, but now you have money and now you can do whatever the ding dong diddly you want, then I don't see any way how that can, be a bad thing. So that's where I'm coming with from that. Basically, no backup plan, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I have three things. I'll say three public things that are working right now. My sound channel on YouTube, where I upload 4 videos a week, this podcast, and Pearson visuals, and then other things that are maybe confidential. That sounded like totally illegal, but it's just stuff that I don't really want to discuss yet. So I explained the concept and importance of not having a backup plan. And maybe you shouldn't even have a plan. Now, take that with a grain of salt, because I for sure have a plan right now, but I know that the plan evolves. And in the words of Parasite, the movie Parasite, if you haven't watched that, I believe it's still on Hulu. It got movie of the year a couple years ago, and I love it. But in the words of the dad, the best plan is no plan, because then if the plan falls apart, there was no plan. Let's just move along with whatever comes. Now, obviously, he doesn't mean just go through the world not knowing what you're doing, but accept that, there's going to be changes and, things along those lines. Highly recommend that movie if you don't mind reading Korean subtitles. And honestly, if you're ever watching a movie that's natively, in a different language, watch it in the different language. Like, I know that's, probably going to be already known, but dubs are just so goofy. It's just, it's might as well be a different show, for sure. It was weird. I watched Squid Games, and I had no idea it was a Korean film, and they automatically put it into English dub. And I'm like, and it took me, honestly, admittedly, probably longer than it should to realize that it was, honestly, as a film person. Probably like, 5 or 10 minutes. And I was like, wait, is this a Korean film? And I put it in Korean. I'm like, oh my god, this is so much better. But why do they automatically put it in English dubs? Like, you think I can't read, buddy? Netflix? Think I can't read? Like, it is a different show. It is, oh man, Squid Games especially. I guess I can't speak for anything else because I've never watched anything else English dubbed. But, Squid Games, that was like, it was like yeah, not good. So Christmas is in probably like, I don't know, 33 days, something like that. Almost a month, ladies and gentlemen. Almost a month. And let me tell you, I would highly recommend that you get your shopping done right now, because things, I feel like for sure this year are gonna get pretty crazy, shipping wise. So, not to brag, but I'm already done with all my shopping. I'm already done. I did like I did the most gifts I've ever done this year, and I probably did probably about nine gifts. Yeah, it's a satisfying feeling knowing that it's just done. You're not gonna stress about getting it in time for Christmas or whatever. Yeah. Well, I will admit that I do not have anything else to say. Hey, bear with me real quick. I recently started a diary slash journal slash planner slash whatever the frick you want to call it, where I just write down things that are happening. So this says, November, Thursday, Friday, whatever. So let's see. I'll start. Let me just go through, baby. So basically, I started 15th last Monday. I wrote down, did PP episode 45. Today's episode 46. Alright, the day after, I uploaded I almost said the channel. That's a hint. I'm leaving little breadcrumbs. I uploaded a video on that channel. Jesus. I wrote down what percentage of every person's gift I'm done, like 80, 15, 95. I'm such a freaking nerd. On Wednesday, I was finishing the designs. I don't know, I'm realizing this is incredibly boring. Yeah, I'm about done with that. But, I'm writing down a decent amount of stuff. I mean, it's just a lot of, I don't know, it makes me feel good, because I don't know about you guys, but, when someone asks me, it's like, what'd you do today? I'm like, you forget a lot of things. and I like writing down things like, watched a movie with mom and dad or something like that, because, I'll look back and, 10, 20 years and be like, wow, that's cool. Watching movies, and it'll kind of remind me, or like, mom made blah, blah, blah for dinner. Sorry about that. But yeah, I like doing that, and it's at first I started only writing, like maybe a sentence or two, and now I don't have enough space to write it in. It's a real fun thing. And anything that, writing is good for your brain. Getting that information out of your brain is good. Like, yeah, super good. So, okay. Sorry, hold on just a sec. Okay. My transcriptor went on break for a second. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else to say. I've been taking Lion's Mane supplements by Host Defense, Paul Stamets company. This is some good stuff right here. If you don't know Lion's Mane, if you don't know Paul Stamets, watch the Joe Rogan podcast on Paul Stamets. He is a mushroom expert. And I think something like 30 or 40% of the earth is mycelium. Like, huh? We're living on a mushroom practically, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, this supports memory and nerve support, and it's people. I don't know if it's been shown, but people believe there's not enough studies maybe, but people believe it prevents dementia, and rebuilds and regrows brain cells. I don't even know if that was possible or not, but pretty cool, eh? Um, so yeah, I've been taking that. I take turmeric. I don't know. Now I'm just blabbering. I'll stop wasting your guys' time. I hopefully next week, if everything goes well, then next week, I will be doing the podcast with my grandpa. It'll probably be the finale of that series. It'll kind of just everything will sum up, including what he does workout wise, which I think is like really, really interesting. So hopefully that for next week's episode. And oh yeah, still at 3 subscribers on my other channel. I'm just doing. I need to dial in. For one, I don't know what category these sound videos go under. I'm basically torn torn between music and entertainment in categories. I'm not sure which one. I've been doing entertainment because it's not music, but then again, it is basically all dedicated on sound. So I don't know, but they're not getting that good of views. Obviously, subscribers are at 3. Me, my little brother, and my grandpa. And I have like six videos uploaded or something. So yeah, I need to work on my keywords, maybe my tags, and the title is gonna be really, really big. But I've been going out, and I got this new mic that I showed in the previous episode. But this is what it looks like with the sock on it. It looks super professional and funny looking, but yeah, this thing, I've been just walking around with it on my daily walks, and when I see something that is when I hear something that's sounds nice and unique as well, I record the sound. Now something that I think I haven't really seen yet, but then again I'm sure it's out there, is sewer drains. Not like sewer like crap, but sewer just like water, and road sewers, just that keep the water out of the road. There's been some crazy windfall in my neck of the woods, if you will. I'm gonna try and go for an hour. I'm gonna try and go for another 15 minutes because you guys deserve an hour. And I can do an hour, let's be honest. People need like 7 co-hosts to do an hour, and I can do an hour solo. Alright? We're just getting started, ladies and gentlemen. We're 3/4 through, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go until I hit an hour. Now, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So I've talked about killing 2 birds with 1 stone and going out to record the audio videos while I just go on my daily walk. So now you're caught up. So the sewers, so rain has been like dumping, and our main river, my mom said she was like listening to the podcast just audio wise, and she doesn't notice like my burping or whatever you want to call it when she's watching the video, but when she's listening to it, it's like glaringly obvious. And yeah, so now that I have forgot what I was talking about, okay, the sewers. Rain's been pouring, ladies and gentlemen. So in the sewers, it's like just a river down there. Oh yeah, what I was gonna mention, the main river, which is a giant river next to where we live, is I think at an all-time high, and there's dikes, holding the river in because it's gotten decently high in the past, but it was like I think at an all-time high it was like 1 or 2 feet from the top. Like if that went over, we're over. Well, not me. I live on top of a hill, but flex. Um, but um, sorry. Um, but yeah, basically the river is crazy. So all this water is running underneath the sewer things. Oh, my little brother's home already. 9:50. Um. So yeah, something I haven't seen before. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted. I'm not killing time. I'm just gonna trying to get an hour. I'm not. You said it, not me. Um. What am I even talking about? Oh yeah, Jesus. Sorry. Um. So I'm just like recording a shot of the sewer, and then getting that microphone, like setting it like really close, and it's just this microphone is so good. It doesn't get the background noise, that like that you may hear with this mic. Although my computer fan is going off, so that might be the white noise is picking up, but I don't know. So yeah, doing some sewer ones that should be good and unique. Recorded this cool, weird close-up, almost macro shot of a little flowing creek. Got the audio from that. So on the venture that I did, was it yesterday? 2 days ago, I got 3 videos from that one day. So if I can get at least 1 video every walk, like, I'm killing it. And what I've been doing is I upload and render a video every day for that channel and schedule it to upload Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So basically I'm making videos every day for that channel, but I'm not uploading the videos every day. So basically, one, it kind of makes me think that I should be doing it every day, but I've got other ventures, so it's like I really need to. I mean, maybe I can do 5 videos, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That could be doable for sure. Yeah, maybe, but I need to start kind of. I need to look at, and like I said, I need to dial in my titles and tags and things like that, because I think I'm competing with the top dogs, the dogs that are going to get recommended, and mine's like, at the bottom. So I need to make my phrases more unique, but still searched for, and not as high as of competition. So that's where I'm coming from right now. So yeah. But I think this is almost. I think it's almost a perfect fit, this channel and I, because I'm realizing that I like audio a lot. I know that sounds super weird. I like audio. But I like sounds, and I like recording high quality sounds. Because there was a project that I did in high school, actually. Mr. Meldall, shout out to Mr. Meldall. He was a huge inspiration for me to getting into film and stuff like that. But he did a project. He had us do a project where you filmed a video, like a short film or whatever the crap, and you deleted all of the audio recorded directly from the camera. And what you did, and that's basically what you do in real films as well, so it's good that we practice that. It's not like a useful useless practice. Because what you do is say, people are walking across a field, and you're recording people walking across a field, and the people are, I don't know, 50 yards away, like impossible for the camera to hear the audio. But what you do is record people walking close in high quality, put it over that video, and just lower the footsteps a little bit, because even though it's not realistic, it just helps your brain follow along and know what the director wants you to focus on. They're hearing footsteps, they're seeing the footsteps, they want them to look at the footsteps, or them walking. So the project was deleting all the sound and then replacing all the sound with high quality versions of, closing a door of a car, moving through grass, water, anything, you know what I mean? So, not to toot my own horn, but when we showed it to Mr. Meldal, he didn't believe that we did it. He believed that we just kept the audio in. But every audio was replaced and just perfectly matched. So, don't exactly know why I brought that up, but it's on YouTube, actually. It's on the channel RPGman007, and it's called something like Short Film Duck Hunt or something like that, if you're interested. RPGman007 was my first YouTube channel. I've got old videos on there, and I did my Minecraft videos on there for a while. I think I did I probably did 50 Minecraft videos. Yeah, or something like that. I did quite a bit and got like 130 subscribers on there. And I actually think I stopped doing the Minecraft videos around 120 subscribers, but I remember when I hit that 100 subscribers, I was pumped. But it's a lot harder to get subscribers now, for sure, and especially in the field that I am doing. Like, I mean, nobody knows who I am in the world. Nobody. So, what's the chance of they're gonna see some white fool looking like a nerd wearing Supreme with a Supreme sticker in the back with some SpongeBob magnetic thing and an iMac, and they're for sure gonna think I'm a spoiled brat, is what I'm assuming. But I most definitely am not. That's for sure. I grew up in the slums. No, I'm just kidding. I did grow up in not wealthy places, that's for sure. I grew up in an apartment the same size of this room. Literally, and this room's probably not even 10 by 10 feet. This is the smallest room in my house. Like the smallest bedroom. Which I did not realize when we got the house and I chose this room. This is the worst room in the house. Like, legitimately the worst. The sun is glowing on this side, so it gets crazy hot in the summer. The wind and rain goes on this side, so it gets crazy cold and rainy when it rains. And I'm like, and it's the smallest. I'm like, brr. But that's how it went. Sorry, I was talking about something that I'd like to, yeah, whatever, I was just talking about that channel. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. I like sounds, and it's just kind of working, this whole channel with me, because I've always wanted to do more, like with this channel and stuff. If I could, I'd upload every single ding dong day. But here's the thing: you have to be conscientious of not burning out. You have to and also in a thing like this, creatively burn out. Like there's like there's a lot of stuff that goes on in this week alone that I did not mention at all. Um, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to mention every single aspect of my life, but not even close. And I still am struggling to get to an hour. You know what I mean? So, but this, the sound channel, it doesn't take any verbal effort for sure, any crazy editing, it's all just super easy, but it's still like the highest quality product that you can get in that realm. So it's really interesting. Like it's almost life hackish, you know? I mean, to a person like me, to a person that doesn't know how to edit, doesn't know, like, I'll say this right now. If you're getting into this game and you're just downloading free sounds and downloading free pictures, good luck, because it's going to be difficult. People are already doing that much better. You need to bring differences or higher qualities. Now, the quality of audio, you're not going to get much better. There's kind of a cap to how good you can get. This microphone is basically as good as you can get because it records at high hertz, it's stereo, it's all that high bit rate, all that audio stuff that makes audio really high quality. As far as video and sounds, you have to be creative. When I was walking around, it's getting close to Christmas time, so people have like not blow molds, but like blow up, where you blow up and it's like that snowman from the Elsa movie, or just Christmas things that are like blown up, like literally blown air into them. Now, I was thinking outside the box. I'm like, well, shoot, that could be a good video. Just, a video of that. Because you're looking for noises that are easily repeatable, because you don't necessarily want sounds that are evolving very strongly throughout the 10-hour video, because, if it changes all of a sudden, people's meditation or sleep or something will be broke. So you want something that's easily loopable and kind of white noisy almost. And the motor, the air compressor motor or whatever, from that blow up thing, it's just going, it's like blowing, filling the thing with air. That would have been a good one. You got to think outside the box. The drain thing. See, the thing is, everybody's got drains. There for sure some drain or sewer videos on there, but obviously creeks. I mean, there's probably tens of thousands of creek videos on there. Water sounds and everything. Like even right now, I'm uploading an ocean video. It's like a sunset ocean video, and I mean, I don't think anybody's ever done it how I'm doing it right now, because what I did is 3D rendered and simulated an ocean, like waves, like really close to the camera, and I think it looks cool. It's like a sunset type thing. And yeah, so I don't know. But look at that, ladies and gentlemen. It's 59 minutes. Do I have anything else to say? I'll say I like how this other channel is clicking with my brain. It's allowing me to feel incredibly productive, because I am, and get out, high quality stuff, because me personally, I'm a perfectionist. If it isn't like, close to the highest quality you can get on YouTube, and that's just one example of it, then I don't even want to do it. That's why this Arizona video, that's something I haven't even talked about in, probably months. I don't even know. I don't even know when we went there. I think we went there like the end of August or something. But, and I started editing it, I don't know, weeks or a month after, and it is partially edited, but I am such a perfectionist. I need to find the right, and I apologize if you have no idea what I'm talking about. I know we went on I make travel vlogs, travel videos, and me and my family went to Arizona in the end of August. Now you're caught up. I recorded, all the footage to make it, and I've just been, honestly, I don't even know if I would be considered procrastinating, because I have so much going on every single ding dong day that there's not really a moment. Now there is a moment when I can do it for sure, but I know that it's gonna be so difficult to get it perfect that it's almost overwhelming to me. I got to get the perfect songs. Songs is probably the biggest thing holding me back from it, because I need to find songs that fit the moods perfectly. And it's very difficult for me to do that because there's so many songs out there. And I'm not worried about copyright or anything like that. On the travel videos, those are just fun. All fun. The podcasts are fun too. All fun. This is all fun. Obviously, ideally, if I could turn this into a job one day, that'd be grand. That'd be grand. It's almost like I'm doing the sound videos too for fun. Like, it doesn't even seem like work. I'll just be listening to a podcast, editing away, and it's like it's done, and I'll go out on a walk and record, and it's fun recording. It's fun. I love nature and just being out there. And another aspect is, I've talked about this previously, but this Better Ideas guy on YouTube, he uploaded a video called How I Turned My Life into a Video Game or something. And the thing that clicked in my head with that was expanding your map. I can walk anywhere. Cars are more difficult to get places, but walking... See, I live in a town where I practically know all the cool little spots that, teens hang out to, drink and party or whatever. I know all the cool hikes. I know where everything is and how to get there the quickest and blah blah blue. And that's just, what you get when you grow up in one place for, I'm 25 years old. And so I can walk, and I know exactly where to walk, and if I'm walking, I can get the audio, and if I'm walking, I'm fixing my back. Fixing my back, and I'm, I've got legs for days already. My legs are like, it's like a prized, it's like a 25-pound turkey at Thanksgiving or something. I've got legs genetics for days. So that plays in. But I for sure, I don't even know why I went into that so much detail. Sorry. But basically I bring that up to, I just want to expand my map and just walk the earth and just think of it as a ding-dong video game and just walk and do whatever the ding-dong I want. And, heck, I can be out there for 4 or 5 hours just walking around. And that sounds fun. That really does. Walking in new places, walking far distances, because I feel like if I've got 2.5 hours to walk to some place and then 2.5 hours back, that's a pretty far amount. You know what I mean? Like I walk at a fast pace. I can walk for long periods of time. I do live on a hill, so it doesn't help that when I do get back to my house, I am greeted with a very large hill. And I don't, that makes me sound like I live in a castle or something. It's just a place where neighborhoods are on the hill. And then at the bottom of the hill, it's just like the stores and crap like that. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I'm excited for that. I am excited for almost everything that's going on in my life, because I realize that whatever happens is meant to be. I'm trying my best. You know what I mean? And if you're doing your best, then that's all you can do. And I'm talking to you. If you are doing your best, that's all you can do. And I truly believe, it makes people a little upset, some people, but I believe everything happens for a reason. That may just be for me to make life easier, because if something happens, I can say something happens for a reason or whatever, but I truly believe it. Truly do. But yeah, I'll leave you guys with that. Got to an hour? But yeah, I sure do hope. I almost said surely. I surely hope that you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys next Monday and every Monday or Tuesday or something like that till I pass away or can't physically upload. Alright? Peace out, everyone.